Can I do this? No? You don't think so? What you got? What do you smell? Huh? Can I shoot this review? Hmm? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to Apocalypse Movies. My name is Jake Berlin, and this is the Movie Watching Challenge. This is where we get to challenge each other to watch brand new movies we've never seen before. And today, I'm going to be reviewing All the President's Men, which I was challenged to by one Brian Avlicino, a movie that he's actually never seen, a movie that he randomly picked and thought I would like, and I'm here to talk about it. It's a movie that I've actually had on my list for quite a while. It stars Dustin Hoffman. It stars Robert Redford. It came out in 1976, and it was directed by Alan Pakula. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I apologize if I butchered that last name. But if you don't know what All the President's Men is all about, a quick synopsis is that it is based around the Watergate scandal that happened in the early 70s. The botched burglary of said Watergate building. And everything that kind of went down with that, obviously President Nixon was involved. It eventually came out, and it's based around the two reporters that broke the story. And it's their journey through learning of the very beginnings of it, all the way until all of the information was finally known to the public, to them, getting their sources, citing them, all that kind of stuff, information. It is a through and through not dramatization, drama of this story where these two reporters are kind of going through the thick and thin and almost the maze of dealing with people threatening them, understanding that the government is actually involved and where that could lead them, how much trouble they could be in, or what maybe their life is in danger, right? And it's not a movie that I would say is for everyone, because it is a slower movie. It's a slow build because it's not based on action, right? It's about two reporters of the Washington Post, I believe is the Washington Post. Yes, the Washington Post. And it's just them figuring out what the hell is going on and where did these people come from? Why is this happening? And it eventually led to, we all know, the resignation of President Nixon at that time. And I will say this, as I mentioned, I was very much looking forward to the movie. I'm a big Robert Redford fan. I obviously really like Dustin Hoffman, although I haven't seen a lot of Dustin Hoffman's work. Last year, I went through a period of time where I was watching a lot of Robert Redford films, and I started from the beginning and I was kind of working my way through, and I either stopped or I missed this one, and I just never got to it. I never went back to watching Robert Redford, but I'm very, very happy that I was able to finally watch this because it's a brilliant, brilliant movie. It's really good. It's really well done. The story is crafted phenomenally. I thought the building and the tension and the way that it was kind of all made was just exactly what I was hoping for. As you hear my puppy growl in the background. And I thought Hoffman and Redford gave incredible performances. And it's interesting just because this was made in the mid 70s. And to me, they're older actors, right? Their age is obviously a little higher than it was 40, 50 years ago. So it's strange to go back and watch them in their younger days, but they are just as good then than they are now. And Robert Redford is clearly, obviously, one of the greats, and Dustin Hoffman is fantastic as well. But I thought that it was just a very well-crafted film in the way that it was told. It's focused on them. Obviously, they're pretty much in every single scene, one or both. And I thought that the way it kind of all went down, that the tension that was built between certain characters of whether or not they could say things, the trying to understand of why they wouldn't say things, and certain characters that were afraid to say things. That's all real life stuff, because when you work for the government, and specifically when you work in the president's office or in the White House, you can get in massive trouble, or your life could be in danger if you spill too much beans. And so seeing that and kind of the way that it was filmed, the camera angles, certain cut scenes, stuff like that, it made for a really, really, really well done film. I'm a sucker for these types of movies. I put them in the mystery category because you're trying to figure out the pieces, right? Like, you're trying to put the entire puzzle together as the movie goes on. And although we do know the outcome of the movie, the story for this one could have always been told differently. And for one that is 40, 50 years in the past, and obviously I'm a little bit on the younger side. I wasn't around when this came out, so I only know as much as what I was taught in school. And I love history types of films and stuff that I'm able to learn stuff. I'm a total history buff. I got it from school growing up. And seeing this in a film where it's told from this perspective is really, really cool. Obviously, it's not a good thing, but it was told in a really well done way that got me interested from the very beginning. It starts off right away with the burglary. Like, that's how the movie starts. And I thought that was an incredible way to start the film. And then we get introduced to our main characters of Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really did. And like I said, it's a slower movie, but I'm one who can really enjoy those types of films. I was able to sit down on the couch and sit back and watch it for 2+ hours. I believe it was a little over 2 hours. Um, and just kind of understand the ins and outs of what happened. And like I said, I only know so much to what I was taught. And again, this might not be everything, but the film did a really good job of showing me not just about the scandal itself, but what the reporters had to do to kind of go through and get the information for themselves and to be able to break the story. And even when they had the information, they had to, make sure that they had confirmation from multiple people before they could press it, because obviously everyone's going to deny it, and you're going to deny things and deny until it really comes out officially. And that's kind of what happened. And it took years for this to come out. And I love at the very end of the film, it ends before President Nixon resigns, but the ending right before the credits start is a typewriter, and it's typing away the dates and who is involved, and then what's happening to all the major players, like this person resigns or this person got this count and spent this long in jail for this or whatever it is. And it kind of goes through a couple years. Like, it was a long process. And clearly it should be, because it has to do with the White House and the president. Like, it's the biggest and most well-known people in our country. It's going to take a while, but what a great historical look at what was the Watergate scandal and President Nixon and just everything that kind of went down in the early 70s, early to mid 70s, because like I said, it took a couple years. But Redford and Hoffman, they're great. The directing was great. I really enjoyed it. It's a 70s movie, and I love it. I feel like I can put this on any time and really enjoy it. Obviously, you have to be in a mood for a little bit of a slower film, but this is one that I'll definitely revisit at some point. And I'm very happy that I finally got to watch it. So, Brian, I know that you've never seen it, but I appreciate you challenging to me. I really, really did like it. And I highly recommend it if you've never seen it. I think it's a great film, and it's definitely one that anybody should check out, being that it stars a couple of the greats for the last 40, 50 years in Hoffman and Redford. So that is my review on All the President's Men. The next part of our movie watching challenge, because I was challenged, I am now allowed to challenge someone else. And I was given the option between either Keith Barnes and Jacob Bartley. And I went with I went with Jacob Bartley. That's what I went with this week. And he has a good list of movies on there that I could choose from. But I decided to go with one because I just saw it on Twitter on my timeline earlier that day. And it's also a great film. I know he's a fan of not just the director, but he's also a fan of the main actor and a lot of other people that are also involved in the film. Another historical film, and that is Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. A 2013 Steven Spielberg's Lincoln that was starred Daniel Day-Lewis, Sally Field, and a lot of others. I'm kind of stumbling in my words here for a sec, guys. I know Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in there. I believe Adam Driver had a moment in there as well. A lot of big names pop up in this film, as they should, because it's about one of the greatest presidents of our entire history. That tragically ended with him being shot as well. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. You probably should have known that anyway. So yeah, Jacob's never seen it. I'm super excited to hear his thoughts on this one. It's definitely a favorite of mine as far as this genre and category of film goes. I think Spielberg does great work in this movie. And so he will be watching Lincoln this week, and then he'll be reviewing it on a separate video before he gets to challenge someone on Apocalypse Now next Tuesday. So that's going to wrap up the movie watching challenge for this week. Make sure you guys are joining us every single week on Apocalypse Now, 7 o'clock Pacific, right here on this channel. We do all kinds of movie discussions. It's a lot of fun, breaking down trailers, fantasy drafts, movie brackets. We're doing a lot of fun things over there. So I highly recommend checking it out. And we're also just a fun time. We're average movie fans talking movie stuff, which is the conversations that we all love having. So again, I'm Jake Berlin. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Movie Watching Challenge. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want more content just like this. Hit that thumbs up because it really helps. And of course, comment with your thoughts down below. So again, thank you. I'll catch you guys next time.